Good afternoon. Sorry for the late starting of the class today. So the first topic that we will take the in current affairs daily discussion today about the section 69A of the Information Technology Act. Okay, section 69A of the IT Act. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology recently issued order to block 138 online betting platforms and 94 money lending apps on an urgent and emergency basis under section 69A of the Information Technology Act, because these are being misused. What is the news? So this is okay. This is regarding section 69A of the IT Act. Okay, and on using this act, so they have issue order to block 138 online betting platforms and 94 money lending apps on urgent and emergency basis under 69A of the Information Technology Act 2000. Decision was based on recommendation of Minister of Home Affairs, which has received input from Central Intelligence Agency that some of the sites and apps are allegedly linked to China and contain material prejudicial to the sovereignty and integrity of India. Okay, so they are linked to China. Okay, and which contain material prejudicial to the sovereignty and integrity of India. That is why the government, the ministry has recommended to ban these apps in India. Fine. Over the last 3 years, several police complaints have been received on extortion. Okay, and harassment from people who borrowed small amount through such money lending apps, often at exorbitantly high interest rate. Okay, these money lending apps. Okay, so they provide the facility to borrow. Okay, borrowing to the people. Okay, at easy term. Okay, but subsequently they charge exorbitant rate. Okay, they charge exorbitant rate. That is why the complaint was against them, and the rigorous method of collection they adopt is the major issue of concern. Okay, so in December 2020, native Visakhapatnam died by suicide allegedly after facing harassment by lending apps. Similarly, the cyber police station received 1699 complaint of loan crime in 2020. The number increased to 920 2021, and as many as 303,151 complaints were filed against the loan apps operatives till August 2022. Following this, the Ministry of Home Affairs started investigating Chinese loan lending apps and found that while only 94 are available on e-stores, others are operating through third-party links or websites. Okay, which are illegal, illegitimate, and they don't have any permission or authentication to do carry on such activity in India. Okay, following this, the Minister of Home Affairs started investigating Chinese loan lending apps and found that while only 94 are available on e-store, others are operating through third-party link or websites, which are creating this condition. Section 69 of the Information Technology Act allows the government to issue content blocking orders to online intermediaries such as the internet service providers, telecom service providers, web hosting services, search engines, online marketplaces, etc., However, the section requires the information or content being blocked to be deemed a threat to India's national security, sovereignty, and public order. If the center of the state government are satisfied that blocking the content is necessary and expedient on ground of sovereignty or integrity of India, defense of India, security of the state, foreign relation with foreign states, public order, or for preventing incitement to the commission of any cognizable offence relating to above or for investigation of any offence, it may, for reason to be recorded in writing, direct any agency to intercept, monitor, or decrypt or cause to be intercepted or monitored or decrypted by any information generated, transmitted, received, or stored in any computer resources. That is what the Act authorizes the government to do this. Fine.
Sir,
Hmm.
class touch me. Sir, page number 10 और 11 ରେ ନଥିଲା ସାର୍ ଆଇ ଇଣ୍ଟରନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ରିଲେସନର ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାର ଜେରକ୍ସଟା ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟ ଦେଖାଯାଉନଥିଲା ସେଇଟା ଦେଖିଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ସାର୍? ଓହୋ ସେ ଫୋନ୍ କରିଥିଲା ତମକୁ କହିଲି ଦେଖିଦେଉଛି।
Okay. Since 2009, the Ministry of Information Technology has proposed blocking powers similar to those of the Ministry of Information Broadcasting. Although MITY received these powers from the IT Act, it is the Information Technology Procedural Safeguard and Blocking of Assets Information Public Use to 2009. Okay, so 2009 or the IT rules 2009 which explain the process to issue such orders. The IT rules includes provisions such as review committee, the opportunity for a fair hearing, strict confidentiality, and maintenance of records by designated officers. However, there are no record instances of the MAITY providing individuals with pre-decisional hearing when while blocking non-emergency content. What the court said in a landmark judgment in 2015 ruling, the Supreme Court said Shreyas Singhal versus Union of India struck down Section 69A of the IT Act 2000, which entitled punishment for sending offensive message through communication services, etc. The court held Section 66A of the IT Act of 2000 is structural, it's struck down in this entirely being violative of Article 19(1)(a) and not set under the Article 92. The plea had also challenged Section 69A of the Information Technology Rules 2009, but the SC held this to be constitutionally valid. So, the Supreme Court has already given judgment on this specific issue. The court held it will be noticed that Section 69A, unlike Section 66A, is a narrowly drawn provisions with several safeguards. First and foremost, blocking can only be resorted to where the central government is satisfied that it is necessary to do so. Secondly, such necessity is relatable only to some of the subjects set out in Article 19(2). Thirdly, reasons have to be recommended in writing in such blocking order so that they may be assailed in a writ petition under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution. The debate over Section 69A was revisited in July 2022 when Twitter sued the MITY in the Karnataka High Court over blocking orders that failed to adhere to the procedural requirement of giving users a hearing. That is what. So cases are there earlier, they are pending in the courts, and some cases, okay, judgment has also been delivered by the court. But overall, the situation remain okay, somehow in favor of the department. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so the secondly, such necessity is relatable only to some of the subjects set out in Article 19(2). Thirdly, reasons have to be covered in writing in such blocking order, okay, so that they may be assailed in a writ petition under Article 2 to 6 of the Constitution. The debate over Section 69A was revisited in July 2022 when Twitter sued the MITI in Karnataka High Court, okay, over blocking orders that failed to adhere to the procedural requirement of giving users a hearing. In response to the center told the High Court that Twitter was a foreign corporation and did not have any fundamental right on legal remedy. After that, Twitter clarified that their argument under Article 14, 19, 21 were in relation to right of the citizens who had Twitter accounts. In February 8, 2023, the most recent date of hearing in this matter, the center questioned Twitter's locus standi to argue fundamental rights of account holder and also questioned what the jural relations between Twitter and the account holder would be, because Twitter very well know that it being a foreign entity have no scope to enjoy fundamental right in India, but it filed a case in favor of its own customers who are using the Twitter account. Fine. And what are some of the instances of this government using this section 69A? Following cross-border tension with China, the MITI banned 59 apps on June 29, 2022, including TikTok, Share, Shane, Xiaomi, MI Community, Class of Kings, WeBe, Likes, etc. Similarly, in September 1, 2022, the government banned 108 applications, including the gaming app Pops, followed by another ban on 49 apps on November 19, 2020. More recently, in February 14, 2022, the Ministry of Home Affairs recommended to ban on 55 Chinese mobile applications, including the popular game Garena Free Fire, Singapore-based app invoking Section 69A on account of possible concerns surrounding privacy issue and security threat. That is why this action has been taken. Okay, so and this became a hot topic for discussion. The next, the Article 356. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called in Rajya Sabha that Congress government at the center has dismissed 90 state government by misusing Article 356 of the Constitution, and that former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi has misused it 50 times, dismissed elected state government. Article 356 of the Constitution contains provisions for the imposition of President's rule in a state, removing an elected government. As the Constitution intended Article 356 to be used only under extraordinary circumstances, central government repeatedly used the provisions to settle political scores. Article 356 empowers the President to withdraw to the Union the executive and legislative power of any state if he is satisfied that a situation has arisen in which the government of the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. Whether the constitutional machinery has broken down may be determined by the President at any time, either upon receipt of a report from the Governor or so motu. According to the provision of Article 56, President's rule in a state can be imposed for 6 months at a time for a maximum duration of 3 years. Every 6 months, parliamentary approval to impose President's rule will be required again. Okay, so conditions is on receiving a report from the Governor or otherwise satisfied, President can impose that President rule in a state. Okay. However, in the past, President rule has been extended for significantly long period under specific circumstances. For instance, Punjab was under President's rule from 87 to 92 due to growing militancy. What is the origin of this Article 356? Article 56 is inspired by Section 93 of the Government of India 1935. This provided that if a governor of a province was satisfied that a situation has arisen in which the government of the province cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the said act, he could assume to himself uh, all or any of the powers of the government and discharge those functions in his discretion. The governor, however, could not encroach upon the power of the High Court. That means, if the presidency is enforced, the power of the High Court cannot ever be encroached by the governor or by the his recommendation by the central government. For the British, this provision allowed for a controlled democracy. While providing some autonomy to provincial government, Section 93 allowed the British authority to exercise ultimate power when they deemed necessary. But our point is how this provision used as political weapon in independent India. During the decades of Congress dominance at the center, Article 356 was used against government of the left and liberal parties in the states. Until 1959, Jawaharlal Nehru's government had used the article 6 times, including to dislodge the first ever elected communist government in the world in Kerala in 1959. In 1960, it was used 11 times. After Indira Gandhi came to power in 1966, Article 356 was used 7 times between 1967 to 1969 alone. 50 times Indira Gandhi used this article to dislodge the elected government in the states. The that means, so why the Prime Minister at present told this? So this is to justify that how the central government under the Congress rule misused some constitutional provision to its advantage. Okay, but the situation was changed subsequently by the order of the court. And right now, although the government is suspended, the government is dislodged, but the assembly is kept under the suspended animation. Assembly is not dissolved. This is the present situation and may be revived in future. Okay, so the use or you can say misuse of this article has been reduced to a considerable extent at present. Then the next news is ISRO Small Satellite Launch Vehicle SSLV D2 launch. In its second developmental flight, the Small Satellite Launch Vehicle SSLV D2 will place the Indian Space Research Organization Earth Observation Satellite EOS-07 and two co-passenger satellites Janus-1 and Ajansat-2 developed by startups in 450-kilometer circular orbit around the Earth. About this SSLV, the new vehicle developed to capture the emerging small and micro satellite commercial market. The launches offered on demand. The rocket can be assembled a small team in only few days compared to 6 months and around 600 people it takes for ISRO workers, the PSLV. The PSLV engine needs 6 months and around 600 persons are deployed to develop the PSLV rocket. But here only few days. Okay, and with few persons, small team. Okay, and develop this. Launch vehicle use 3 solid stages followed by liquid fuel based velocity trimming module to place satellite in orbit. Janus 1 is a technology demonstrator satellite built by United States based Antarish and its Indian partner XD-Link and Ananta Technology. Janus 1, which weighed only 10.2 kg, the sixth unit cube satellite with 5 payloads on board. Adelsat-2 is a satellite by Space Kid India, which will carry 75 small experiments weighing 50 grams like camera, microcontroller, various sensors, etc. This is Indian development. Adelsat. Okay. And the Space Kid India Limited. These experiments were used to teach students how space system work and to promote science, technology, and engineering education. 6 months is the expected mission life. The payload have been built by 750 girl students from across India. The satellite will carry the G20 logo to space and the NCC song to celebrate 75 years of the organization called the National Cadet Corps. Okay, this is what Ajadi Sat will recovery accessories and finalize the research and development at science and technology level, especially in the space sector. It is in line with India's progress towards a sustained and affordable human robotic program to explore the solar system and beyond. Fine. Focus on regional leads. Gaganyaan will focus on regional leads because one international space station may not be enough to cater to global requirements. Strengthening international partnership program will strengthen international partnership and global security through the sharing of challenging and peaceful goals. And many countries have come forward to help India in its space program like USA, Russia. They're all the partners in Indian space program, and India use a lot of inputs from them in its space program. Okay. Then the next news is about a government scheme called Vibad Se Vishwas 2 scheme. The Minister of Finance has circulated the draft scheme for one-time settlement of contractual disputes in which an arbitral award is under challenge called the Vibase Vishwas 2. Arbitration is a mechanism to resolve dispute between parties without having to initiate a case in court. But the need, in case of dispute, they will try to resolve it. To settle long pending litigation in case where an arbitration order has been challenged in any Indian court. The Indian government is aiming to resolve about 500 cases involving an estimated 1 trillion of funds in different court of law. The governmental entities as ONGC and the National Highway Authority of India have many disputes with private contractors. Such cases are not only holding back fresh investment but are also reducing the ease of doing business with the government. About the scheme, it aims to promote ease of doing business and will cover dispute up to 30 September 2022. On whom scheme will apply? The scheme will apply to dispute where one of the parties is either the government of India or its body like the public sector, bank, public sector, financial institutions, central public sector enterprises, union territories, national capital territory of Delhi, etc. Fine. This is the scheme and its scope. It will also cover all organizations where the central government has a shareholding of 50% like the Metro Corporation. Disputes where the claims are raised against procuring entities along with some other party like the state government or private party will not be eligible under the scheme. Then central public sector enterprises are proposed to be eligible to submit their claims under the scheme. In dispute covered, the scheme is proposed to cover only domestic arbitration and not international arbitration, because when the company from abroad they enter into dispute, they go to the international court. Fine. Settlement of dispute, disputed tax, disputed interest, disputed penalty, or disputed fees in relation to an assessment of the or assessment order on payment of 100% of the dispute tax and 25% of the disputed penalty or the interest or fee. Opting out of the scheme, bodies can opt out of the scheme at their discretion with approval of the board of directors. Implementation: the scheme will be implemented through government e-marketplace. We shall provide an online functionality for the same. Significance: the scheme will boost developer and investor confidence and will free up financial resources locked in disputes. Fine. And coming to the question answer discussion of the day about Gaganyaan project and research demonstration of human space flight capability. Explain why Gaganyaan project is important and how it will boost our space program. Gaganyaan project is an indigenous mission that envisages demonstrating human space flight capability by India. It aims to launch a crew of 3 members to an orbit of 400 km for a 3-day mission and bring them back safely to Earth by landing in Indian sea water. GSLV Mark III will be used as a launch vehicle for taking the manned crew module into space. Importance of this mission: boost industries. Gaganyaan mission is expected to source nearly 60% of its equipment from the Indian private sector. Therefore, the Indian industry will find large opportunity through participation in high demanding space mission. Employment opportunity: according to ISRO chief, Gaganyaan mission would create 15,000 new employment opportunity, 13,000 of them in private industry, and space organization would need additional manpower of 9,900. Technological development: human space flight at the frontier field in science and technology. The challenges and benefit of taking up human space flight will provide further thrust for technological development in India. The mission has a huge potential for technology spin-off in areas such as robotics, medicine, agriculture, industrial safety, pollution, waste management, and water and food resources management. Inspiring youth: the mission will inspire a large number of young students to take up science and technology career for national development. Space tourism: with a good track record of ISRO's successful launch and accomplishing the Gaganyaan mission, India can build confidence and attract significant space tourists from within the country and globally. How Gaganyaan will boost India's space program? This is a big question mark. Providing a broader framework for collaboration, Gaganyaan project Okay, the Gaganyaan program is a national effort and will involve the participation of the industry, academia, and the national agencies spread across the length and breadth of the country. The learning from the program can be applied to future space missions planned by ISRO such as Chandrayaan 3 and the Sujan 1. Okay, simultaneously, research. Okay. So, providing a broader framework for collaboration, the grant program is a national effort and will involve the participation of the industry, academia, and national agency spread across the length and breadth of the country. The learning from this program can be applied to future space mission planned by ISRO, such as the Chandrayaan 3 and the Sukrayan. Stimulating research ecosystem, the program is expected to spur research and development in niche science and technology domain. The Human Space Flight Program will provide a unique microgravity platform in space for conducting experiment and test beds for future technology. Paving the way for India's own space station, Gaganayan will also pave the way for more futuristic space projects, most notably India's plan to build space station by 2030. Establishing India as a key player in the space industry, the successful launching of Gaganayan in India will become the fourth country in the world to launch human space mission after Russia, US and China. Therefore, the mission will not only bring prestige and recognition to the nation, but will also establish it as a key player in the space industry. Therefore, Gaganayan's success will put India in the elite club of space superpowers. ISRO has already developed the required technology and has conducted various tests for the successful launch of the mission. This will also help leverage India's position strategically in the global arena and be a potent international policy tool in the space sector. Right? So coming to the MCQs, refers to Information Technology Act 2000 under the following. The IT Act 2000 governs all activity related to the use of computer resources. It covers all intermediaries who play a role in the use of computer resources in electronic goods. Section 69 of the IT Act confers power to central government only to issue direction to intercept, monitor, and decrypt any information generated, transmitted, received on any computer resources. So, take central and the state government. So 1 and 2 are correct. Fine. 3 is incorrect because state government is also empowered for this. Then recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi recalled in Rajya Sabha about the previous mission to Article 356. Consider the following statement with reference to President's rule that is imposed under Article 356 of the Constitution. A proclamation imposing President's rules must be approved by both the House of Parliament within 1 month from the date of its issue. That is correct. The proclamation rule may be invoked by the President at any time by a subsequent proclamation. So it's not correct. It can be imposed without the written recommendation of the governor of the concerned state. Yes, if otherwise satisfied, the president can do this one and three are correct. Answer is A. Then three, which is the following satellite are built by ISRO. Space Kids 1 is not, it is by the private one. OAS 2 is by ISRO. Other Sat no, Janus 1 no. Only OAS 2 is built by ISRO. Answer is D. With reference to Gaganayan mission, consider the following. With the launch of Gaganayan, India will become the fourth nation in the world to launch a human spaceflight mission after USA, Russia, and China. That is right. ISRO has also developed a female half humanoid robot named Biomitra, which will be sent to the first unmanned Gaganayan uh, flight. Okay, so in this case, both are correct. Before the man mission is sent, this humanoid will be sent. Vibhasa Vishwas scheme often mentioned in news related to the following. Okay, dispute settlement and insolvency code. Okay, these are the taxes by the government and the company has not paid the taxes to this Vivasa Vishwas. Okay, the domestic and foreign companies. P.T. Usha is the first nominated member of the history of Rajya Sabha to be included in the panel of vice chairman of the house. P.T. Usha became the first female and the first nominated person to chair the Rajya Sabha. Here, both are correct. Okay. With reference to small satellite launch vehicle, SSLV from the following. SSLV is a rocket that is designed to orbit satellite weighing less than 500 kg in low Earth orbit and 300 kg to sun synchronous orbit. Fine. This is right. It is a three-stage launch vehicle configured with the three solid propulsion stage and a liquid propulsion velocity tubing module. So both are correct. Then 8. Environment and climate sustainability working group seen in news. Okay, it is with the G20. Monetary policy essentially deals with the supply and cost interest of the money in an economy. Under the original RBI Act 34, the central government is empowered to constitute six-member monetary policy committee. No, it was subsequently added. It was RBI governor first, monetary policy committee was a subsequent amendments, only one is correct. Yokohama Strategy Plan and the IGO framework of action are mentioned in news related to disaster risk reduction. Right?